meeting of I'll call this virtual meeting of the Wellfleet Selectboard to order on Tuesday, August 26, 2025. The time is now 6 p.m. on the dot. Um, I guess um, we can skip public comment, right?
Yeah, we didn't have it on the agenda.
Okay, good. In that case, we'll get right down to it. Business item A, use of town property, Fire Department, Justin Kinshaw, Whitecrest Parking Lot and Beach, September 4th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for technical training.
So I don't think he's on, but I told him I would talk on his behalf. This is just for the fire department to do some rescue training. I guess they do it every year, but because Joe is the new fire chief, he wanted to ask for use of town property to be all on the up and up. So and it'll just take all day, and they figure because it is after Labor Day, it shouldn't interfere with beach staff because they won't be there anymore.
Right. Okay. Very good. Then I guess, let me just pull this up. Does anyone on the board have any questions? Anyone else?
I think Barbara raised her hand.
Barbara?
Not a question. I would just roll into the motion, the condition from conservation, which is
Okay.
on the.
Would you like to make the motion?
Sure. So I move to approve the request of Justin Kinshaw, the fire department, for use of Whitecrest parking lot and beach on September 4th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the Wellfleet Fire Department technical training. All staging must be on the parking lot, and there may be no disturbance to dune vegetation.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Ryan, you're first now.
Ryan, aye.
Barbara, aye.
Josh, aye.
And John, aye. Passes 4-0 with one, what would it be? Abstention, right?
Or absence,
Absence.
yeah.
Absence, okay. Then we'll move on to item B, which is select board to vote to accept the winning bid and sign the signature of bond documents. Do we have John? Oh yeah, there's John. Great.
Yep, I'm here. So I can give a really quick intro, Mr. Chair, and I believe that Jared is here also if you have any questions, but this is the bond, this is the borrowing for the sewer treatment plant, I believe. It goes through a process as required by law. We've gone through that process, and before I step on my own feet and say something incorrect, if Jared's here, perhaps we could give him the mic and just give a quick 1 minute overview if he's here.
Sure. Even better than that, we have our financial advisor, Lynn Welsh, on, and I will let her lead this.
Okay, good evening. So actually, we just on August 20th, the town sold $3,050,000 of general obligation bonds, which consisted of the fire engine, some land acquisition, the alternative septic that was approved back in 2023, and a portion of the fire station garage doors. So you have the vote in front of you tonight. Just a little background. The town actually, they did very well. I mean, it's a kind of uncertain market in the era that we're in right now with, you know, what's happening with tariffs, treasuries, you know, equities are a little bit, you know, people are trying to wonder where we're going, where the Fed's going, but the municipal bonds are still selling very well, very strong. So Wellfleet ended up, the day we went out to bid again on August 20th, we received 6 bids. The winning bidder was Fidelity Capital Markets, and that's the bid that you're approving tonight. They did offer a premium, which is approximately $170,000 as part of their bid. And so what we do with that is we carve out the cost of issuance that, you know, obviously, to pay for the vendors that are included in this process. And anything remaining, we have to go back in and basically resize the issue with this cash that you have. So at the end of the day, we ended up resizing down to a par amount of $2,955,000. So that's the debt service that you have. So basically, with the premium we were able to apply, the town has $95,000 worth of debt that they basically is coming from premium that you don't have to pay back. We went back to Standard & Poor's, as we always have to do when we go to the market. And they reconfirmed the town's AA+ credit rating. And, you know, they give you credit for your affluent tax base and your robust reserves, but there's still a little hesitation about, you know, the ability to retain staff. And I think I'll say that, you know, I think they were really hoping that by time we spoke this time, you'd have a finance director in place. And they were just a little bit kind of sheepish, if you will, that that hasn't been come to fruition. But all in all, I mean, again, you did very well in the market that day. You have the vote in front of you. I'll give the board the option. You can have somebody read each vote as it's presented in front of you, or you can read the first vote and then reference the remaining votes to be included into your minutes. So I'll leave that up to you, how you want to proceed with that. Or if you, and before that, if you have any questions before you take the vote, certainly ask.
Who has, Barbara?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So in the letter that's in the packet dated August 19th to the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust, what's the connection between the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust and the bid that we're accepting today?
I'm not sure what you, John, what, I mean, Jared, what do they have in front of them for Mass Clean Water Trust? Because these are two different items here.
Okay.
I'm not
Then-
sure. Sorry.
Okay, so that, at least that explains my confusion.
I know there are documents that that you've been working on for the wastewater that are going through Clean Water Trust. And I think bond counsel had said some documents that need to be voted, but I can't speak to that. I don't know. I don't know what you have in front of you, but it has nothing to do with what we have here.
So
Yeah, there shouldn't be anything to do with clean water tonight.
Okay, Ryan?
I don't have my hand up.
Oh, okay. John?
So I can't tell you what the genesis was of the clean water letter, but I can tell you that the letter that's in the packet has to do with borrowing for the sewer treatment plant. It references votes taken at town meeting in 2023, both the special and the annual, both of which funded the total price, or it amounted to the total price of the sewer treatment plant, which is why I referenced that at the beginning. That's what's in the packet, and that's what we thought we were voting on today. Lynn, what is it that you thought we were voting on today?
There is a form of vote that was sent for the general obligation bonds that I just described. We went out with $3,050,000. We got to resize with the premium down to $2,955,000. So these are general obligation bonds, and there is a form of vote that bond counsel has provided to you to vote on tonight. But I also know, and I don't know if this correct. Yep. As part of this meeting, I also do know that the town obviously has the commitment from Clean Water Trust for the 4.6 million that incorporates two separate votes for the project that you described, John. Again, I don't know if that was put before the board as a separate agenda item to vote on.
The only approval
I am in right now. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there. The only approval, as I understand it, looking at the agenda and looking at the letter, is for the costs related and the borrowing related to the sewer treatment plant. I did not see any reference to the fire station doors. I'm not sure. We'll have to reconvene and maybe do that at a later date. But what's before them tonight is the borrowing for the sewer treatment plant via the water resource letter that select woman Carboni referenced.
Has to
Mr.
be
Chair, through you.
for this
Yes.
I don't believe, Mr. Bugby, you're accurate in that.
Okay.
The agenda just says the select board to accept the winning bid and sign the bond documents, and in the packet itself, it has the full vote of the select board from the clerk, which I am, that is encompassing of the entirety of the 2.955 million. So I do believe we can move on this matter this evening.
Perfect. Okay.
And so, Selectman, so does that mean that the backup data that I read is not germane to the agenda item? Is that where the disconnect you think is?
You know, I'll be honest with you, I don't have any background to this, the first letter attached in the packet under business item B, the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust letter. I'm just looking at the second document that's attached for us in this packet, which is what Mrs. Welch is speaking about.
Is that the
Okay.
one that's titled Vote of the Select Board?
That's right.
Yeah.
It looks like I have quite the long script ahead of me.
Well, you don't,
do.
Josh, I was gonna
Yeah.
save you time, but it's totally up to you. We could summarize the vote and then state that the remaining votes that will be incorporated into the minutes of the select board meeting. For my purposes and bond council purposes, to make this totally a legal vote, you have to really vote the first piece of this, which is the awarding to Fidelity Capital Markets at the price that they offered. And if you want to go that route, I'd be more than happy to read it in a summarized form, and then the board could vote. Or you can, whatever you want to do. That's obviously your decision.
That would be okay with me, and it would save some time.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna read
Barbara?
until
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Barbara?
So through the chair, I'm looking at the vote of the select board document as well, and that corresponds to what is on the agenda request. I just wanted to ask through the chair, ask John, is there any part of, or is there anything else that you thought we were voting on tonight that we should be aware of?
No, I would defer to Jared. And so where my mistake was, Barbara, is that I skipped right to the backup data. I read the first agenda item. It said bond approval, and I went to the letter from the water. I forgot the name already. And
Okay.
so that's what I thought we were voting on, but that's not correct.
Okay.
Apparently that letter was in there either incorrectly or in
Okay.
addition to. That's all.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Josh?
Yep, through you, Mr. Chair. Where would you like me to stop reading? And
Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it and then the board?
no, it's quite all right. I'm happy to do so. Do you want me to read the entirety of the year and interest table, or do you just want me to stop it as follows?
I think, Josh, what will work is if you read the language above that table and then reference incorporated into the maturity table set forth below.
I can do that. All right. I, the clerk of the select board of the town of Wellfleet, Massachusetts, the town, certify that at a meeting of the board held August 26, 2025, of which meeting all members of the board were duly notified and at which a quorum was present, the following votes were unanimously passed, all of which appear upon the official record of the board in my custody. As further articulated in the packet that will be signed by the clerk.
Josh, okay, interesting. You do need to see the first voted, see where it
Oh,
says vote.
excuse me.
Yep.
Voted. that the sale of the $2,955,000 general obligation municipal purpose loan of 2025 bonds of the town dated September 3rd, 2025, the bonds, to Fidelity Capital Markets, a division of National Financial Services LLC, at the price of $3,121,627.23, and accrued interest is hereby approved and confirmed. The bonds shall be payable on September 1st of the years and in the principal amounts and bear interest at the respective rates as follows.
And further voted that the votes also contained into this document will be in the select board's meeting minutes.
And further contained.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, I know.
That the table below and further votes as contained in these meetings minutes.
Perfect.
We'll need a second.
Second. Oh, yeah, second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Josh, aye.
And John and I. Passes 4-0 with one absence.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Welsh, and
Thank you, guys.
thank you, Mr. Rapanti, for joining us this evening and helping us with this.
And I apologize for the confusion, and this is what happens when I step in for Tom.
And
That's all right, John. Thank
We
you.
That's all right.
appreciate it, John.
No harm done, John.
So,
Well, in all
So-
fairness, Tom was the one that handed me the clean water letter, so I just put it in. That's what he told me to do. So John, it's not you. And I think the last item is Nancy, if I'm
That-
correct.
That
Right,
time honored line, it's not you, it's me.
That's right.
Um,
good night, guys. Take care.
Good night, thank you. Now on to business item C, requested by the Shellfish Advisory Board to approve a letter of support for the Wellfleet Shellfish Department culching expansion. Nancy?
Yes, and actually Tim Sayre is here. I would imagine he's representing the board because he is the secretary. Tim, so I
okay.
don't know whether you want me to speak to it or do you want to? I would defer to you since it's your letter.
Tim?
Well, I think Nancy will do a great job speaking to it. I'm not Thank you.
Okay, so the Wellfleet Shellfish Department is engaging in the process of expanding our culching permits. And in order to, as part of this process, we're trying to determine what kinds of permits we need. Do we need completely new permits? Are we doing addendums, modifications? So this is still to be determined. We're in the process of it, but as we met with local state agencies and federal agencies, it was brought up by the DEP that perhaps we could use a zone of culching approach, much like the zone of dredging approach that Chatham uses to dredge their harbors. So we have been going over this with the different agencies, and I brought it to Shellfish Advisory Board, the Conservation Commission, and the Natural Resources Advisory Board. And I think it would be helpful for us as we have continued meetings to show that there is widespread support in the town from different committees for this approach to our new permits. And so Shellfish Advisory, I do have one already from the conservation agent, and Shellfish Advisory has this one before you, and before they submit it, they need the select board to approve the fact that they send this. They're actually going to give it to the department, and we're going to bring it with us to the different meetings, but eventually it will make its way to Rebecca Tepper from the executive office of, I forget, but it's on the letterhead. It's at the State House. Yeah, and then I'm waiting for the Natural Resources Advisory Board as well.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for either Nancy or Tim?
Chris Merle just got on too, and he's the chair, so in case he would have something.
Chris, do you have anything you'd like to either ask or add to this? You'll have to unmute, or somebody will have to unmute him.
He should be able to unmute if he wants to.
Let's give him a minute. Okay, oh, just see if he's trying to send me a message. Okay. All right, I guess I can assume that he doesn't wish to add anything. And no one else has any questions?
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Josh?
Question and statement, but question first, to the Shellfish Constable. I think this makes a lot of sense. Someone came up to me, asking me if this zone of culching, it is entirely contained within town-owned land, is that right? That we wouldn't be impeding upon any private intertidal lands with this zone of culching?
That's an exercise that we're still working on, and we have to, just like anybody else will have to notify abutters.
Sure.
So
Okay.
that will happen as part of the process.
That makes sense to me. And then I guess the second question is, do you think it would be helpful for the board to co-sign this letter of support?
Sure. That'd be amazing.
Curious what the rest of my colleagues feel about it.
We can add that to the motion. I got no problem with that. I think I can't see any harm, and there's probably some potential good to it.
And then just let me know if you want to sign a wet signature, or I can use your stamp when I get back to the office on Thursday. Totally up to you guys.
If
I'd like to hear from our colleagues before we entertain that motion.
All right, anyone else? Brian, what do you think?
I'm fine.
Barbara?
Yep, fine. Jen asked us to come in tomorrow to sign the bond documents, so I think we could do a wet signature if you want.
Yeah.
And there's also one from Katie Klein up in the conference room that it's now your office for you guys to do wet signatures as well for the easement.
Okay. All right.
And
Get
Mr.
it
Chair?
done at once.
If I could jump in real quick. So I've been a part of the meetings with the Shellfish group as we try to educate various state agencies about how this whole program will work and what it entails. And I just want to give a quick kudos to the Shellfish group. They've really worked hard, along with our consultant at Time Bond, to try to work towards educating town officials, going on, having them down to visit the town, learn about shellfishing, how it all works. So just a quick kudos, like I said, to the Shellfish group and Nancy.
Thanks.
Yeah, then I guess we're ready for a motion then. And add the letter into the motion. Or the select board signature on the letter.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the letter as drafted by the Shellfish Advisory Board for the Shellfish Department to use in the permitting process to expand its culching areas. And I further move to attach the signatures of the select board as an endorsement of the letter.
All right, I'll second it. If no one else will. Roll call vote. Does somebody
Ryan,
have
you're
questions?
first.
Yeah. Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Josh, aye.
And John, I.
Thank you
Oh.
very much.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
all.
make little signs that say Ryan's turn, Barbara's turn.
Then thank you to the Shellfish Board for taking the time to work on this.
Yeah, it really is appreciated.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Yep, and we will be in to sign the letter. So with that, I guess I will take a motion to adjourn, and I appreciate everybody helping keeping the meeting quick and concise.
Don't forget you have one tomorrow at 4:30 as well.
I know.
Okay. This is your friendly reminder.
Is it 4:30 or 4:45?
4:45. I'm sorry. You're right. It's 4:45.
All right. Great. I'll take a motion to.
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Ryan, you're up.
And I.
Barbara, I.
Josh, I.
And John, I. All right, thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
So is quick
luck
and
on
short
your
when you
gig
don't want the
tonight.
public